Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakuraso here, coming at you with what the title says. I mean, some Yu-Gi-Oh players can't read, so I'll just say it anyway. We are going to be ranking the Dueling Mirror QCSRs on how I feel about them. Now, I don't even know all of the QCSRs, mostly because I'm so tired of Konami just shoving them in every single process. Like, I think this rarity I dislike more just because I'm so sick and tired of seeing it. Like, if you agree, by the way. Also, let me know if you agree or disagree with my picks. These tier lists don't actually do that well. I love doing them once in a while just because they're just really fun to do. But since they don't do well, I am asking that you guys smash that like button, subscribe, and comment down below what you think. Plus, I love it when you guys disagree, agree. Join our Discord in the description below, as well as check out our sponsors, Whatnot, TCG, Player Tapio cards in the description below. And we're just going to get right into this here. So, Yugioh. This I'm going to put in A tier. Now, some people might put this in S, some people might put this in B. Now, the reason why I'm putting it in A is because the one thing I do like about Konami that they're started doing, and it's pretty hard to give this company praise, they don't usually deserve it, is they're finally trying out other fan favorites slash iconic cards in the game instead of solely relying on Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. I mean, they're still doing that every single set, but you guys are going to see over here, I'm going to be proving myself a bit of a hypocrite, and you'll see exactly why. But Yugioh, a lot of people like this monster. It's one of the main characters of GX. When people think of GX and you think of monsters besides all the millions of heroes, you think Yugioh. I think this is really good for collectors as well. It's good for meta players to bling out their deck, right? And when you make a card that is a QCR that appeals to everybody and it can serve as something that could be better in the future and actually hold value, or even just hold collectability, like people will look at this, even if it doesn't say go up in value, and be like, hey, this is a cool QCR to get for my collection, then I think you did a damn good job. I kind of want to put it in S tier. It's just, there's one problem. I don't care about Yugioh at all. Like, I think if you love Yugioh, you'd put it here, but I don't know. I'm just like, whatever with Yugioh. It's like, cool. Red Eyes. We've been getting a Red Eyes in every single tin. Every single one. Literally in the last tins, we got a QCSR Red Eyes. On one hand, I love the artwork of this, but at the same time, I want to deduct a ton of points for them just being super lazy with it. Like, I will always say this for those who have somehow came across this channel and don't know my personality by now. I don't like when they reprint Starlights as QCs. I don't like when they reprint QCs as QCs. It's just very lazy. We have enough cards to make QC that are cool. We don't need to double dip here, okay? You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. So I'm just going to put this in B tier, although I think it is really dope. If you love this card, I fully understand. Numeron, now, or Astral Force. It's really funny because the last time I think I talked about this card was the ulti, because one of the first iterations of Pearly was actually using this card. Some of you may not know what I'm talking about with that, but believe it or not, it was. We started seeing the ulti and the ultras creep up, but then people realized this is just such a horrible way to play the deck that slows down its consistency. We're not playing this card, and then it just dropped. So I do think with them reprinting it, I'm kind of wondering if this is two things. A, giving Zexal some love here, because we had Utopia, all that, and we do have Utopia double here. And we do have a Galaxy card, right? So maybe this was just, oh, let's give Zexal some love. But at the same time, why this card? Granted, maybe it's because Yuma wore it, which does make it cool for a collection purpose. I do think that maybe we will receive support with it in the future. I know that's a crackhead theory. I'm not going to put this in D. I'm really not, because I do think it's a little cool. I think it's a little cool. Like, I get that it's probably the worst QC. I get that if you think that, or maybe second worst QC, as you'll see here about something else that irritates me. Sure, I'm just going to put it in C tier. In fact, we will add a, nah, you know what? These tiers are fine. We're not going to add an F tier. Ito. There you go. In fact, actually, no, I'm actually going to do a D tier here. I am going to put this as F. I really hate this. Some people were saying, is this the reason why Albion's not banned? Is this the reason why we have all these locks? I think this is a terrible QCSR. This was just used for really gimmicky locks that I think Konami should address, right? I don't care about being floodgated as much as permalocked for the entire game. Because if you don't have the answer to Gimmick Puppet, for example, right, you get Gimmick Puppeted, right? You can side in and have more answers for floodgates rather than cards like this. But I just don't like it. It's not a card that deserves a QC at all. Complete utter F tier. Was it a good reprint? Sure. So you could put it to D. I just dislike it a lot. Gimmick Puppet here. I don't know. Maybe Gimmick Puppets were more popular than I think. But I just feel like I'd put it in C tier just because at least it's cool. But like... And, you know, Gimmick Puppets got a lot of support recently, and now more people are playing it. They wanted to reprint one of their cards. Sure. Cool. Predaplant, I'm going to put this... This is so weird, because, like, I'm wondering if they're going to put Brilliant Fusion back, or what they're going to do with this card. Because why are we giving Predaplants more QCs? It's kind of funny to me. What do I think? It's D tier, but I like it more than these two. Just because... there's really no reason to put this back. There really isn't. Coach King is... I'm just going to kind of put this in F. I think this was really bad. The reason being is because this is only played in Dark World right now, and they gave it a common, and everyone was happy. And then the Dark World players were happy because they probably had their secrets. And when I saw it as a QC, I did not know who the audience was besides Dark World players, but they probably spent $30 on a secret, which is really funny because the fact that people were paying anywhere from $15 to $35, $40 for this card was mad funny to me. This card just has a secret, and I think maybe it had a super. I don't really remember, but and then it got the common. This was just bad. Borlo, this thing looks mad cool. Don't get me wrong, but Konami screwed themselves over in 2019 when they made a card called Access Code. There's no reason to use a lot of these like good rank 4s when it's like, yeah, but I can make Access Code, clear the board, and get game. I'm not sitting here telling you, oh, Access Code absolutely needs to be banned. But to say that it hasn't hindered the design of rank 4s a little bit would be indigenous. I can't speak English. I can't even read. We actually have another F tier for me, which is Ruby Carbuncle. This is probably what I think a lot of players are going to look at as like the worst QC to have, because number one, this alludes to Bonanza or some other massive QCR, because we'll probably have QCR in next year's tins. I don't want anyone commenting, oh, well, no, we can't because Konami said it only has... Dude, the QCs were supposed to already stop, like, long ago. Konami sees the cash cow, they're going to keep doing it. I will only believe QC's ends when I see it. I'm not even going to believe if Yu-Gi-Oh! News outlets say, oh, Konami said this. I need to see them stop printing them. But other points to the side here is, why would they randomly just put a Crystal Beast monster in here? Much less one of the worst ones, right? Unless it's iconic in the deck. I can't really tell you. But this, I don't know. They should have put something... They just shouldn't have put a Crystal Beast card in here. They really shouldn't have. Silent Boots. This kind of makes me wonder if we're going to get more support for this deck. And now I guess we have Torn Scales. We have this, and then you can have we just don't have, I think, Cloak as a QC. I don't know. There's fans for this, but I'm just gonna put it in D. Wow, I'm so glad we started positively, because oh man, the bottom is more than the top now. So I'm actually going to look at, let's see, what card do I want to look at here. I want to put something up here. I want to put Honest up here. I think Honest is pretty good. Maybe not S tier. I'm probably going to put an A, just because nobody's going to be running Honest in 2024, even though I feel like Honest is good. I feel like if there was a light deck that just said, hey, add an Honest from your deck to your hand as some sort of requirement or additional thing, perhaps we could see the return of Honest. I think maybe one day we will. But the card looks beautiful. It's an iconic collector card. And this is what I mean. A QCR Honest. People want these. A lot of people are like, no, I want to set a QCR Honest, right? And I'm one of those people. So very, very good pick. Guilty is so weird because this card has been irrelevant ever since Baron got banned. But it looks so cool. I'm just going to put it in D tier because we really just, this just wasn't a pick. I don't know. I guess I don't know what to tell you. I don't see this card getting run in the future unless new support for its actual archetype comes out where it just shoves this out. And this card's not even that good, but when it was a super poly target, it was mad funny having this on the field because if your opponent didn't have the correct answers to deal with it, they lost. Shark Drake, gonna put this in C. There's actually a lot of Zexal love. I don't know. Wow, there is a lot. Now, this is really funny to me because Shark Drake's got bought out. We have the new Shark support. Shark's a pretty popular character in Zexal. I actually really like number 32. So when I saw this, the only thing I really asked myself was, why did Konami give us a comment of this in OTS 25 when a QCR was coming a month and a week later? That, let's be real, I know they don't pay attention as much to the secondary market as some people think, but they do look at it a lot. Why would I just don't get why they would do this when they knew this card wasn't going to be a lot of money, right? They knew this was probably at least in their lower half of the QCRs. We didn't need a common before, but it's a common, so who cares? You know, I don't care. So I just, if that common was maybe another Santa Claus or some other common that was worth, you know, money, that was really, really cool to have. That'd be nice. Let's see. We'll put Excel. Ah, man, Excel helps sell a set. I'm not gonna lie. Excel is very, very good. I think that, you know, I understand if you want to put this up here, by the way. Put that, some of these A tiers could go into S, by the way. But Excel's pretty good. I mean, the fact that it is a meta card, it's obviously not as good as it was when you could, like, tutor out Baron with it and all that cool stuff. But it still is a card that can get you into some plays. It was a meta relevant card that could come back in the future. And it looks very cool. I'm just going to put Blazar here. Except I actually like Blazar a little more. So I'm just, The only reason I can't put Honest is just because there's a lot of people who aren't going to care about Honest, like, at all. That's the only reason. Like, as a collector, this is going to be in here for me, but I have to put it here for the other reasons, by the way. Cosmic Blazer, though, really good. It's a meta-relevant card that, because of Centurion and some other deck and another deck that plays it as well. And there's probably more decks that play it, but I can only think of Centurion on one of the upcoming decks that I can't think of the name of right now. But the card's great. It needed a reprint. They gave it a reprint. It didn't have a QCR before or any super high rarity. Beautiful. And it's a Stardust card. Helps sell the set. Gazelle, I'm going to put in B tier. I don't like Salad. And I'm going to continue saying that I don't like Salad. But I cannot tell you as a Toss player how disrespected Salad was when it came to giving them higher rarity in the past. Because Konami, when we used to have OTS, used to mean something. We had Thunder Dragon. It was Thunder Dragon, Salamangreat, Sky Striker, and Orchist. Those were like the top 4 decks. And 3 or 4 of those decks got high rarity constantly. And they just never gave Salad a thing. I don't know why. I think that this card in QC is definitely to give something back as like a farewell to Fire. I think that's a really good play. So, you know what? One Gazelle. B tier. It's a good pick. It's one of those picks where I really like it because if you made 50 QCSRs, right? And you were like, oh, well, not all of them can be hitters, right? Gazelle's one of those cards where it's like you have an audience that love it, but it's still going to be in the bottom of the barrel. But I'm going to give this as I'm just putting it in B tier because of that kind of reason. Here. Man, this list looks extremely messed up knowing my priorities. Double, I think Double was great as a Zexal card. This card needed a reprint. It had no high rarity. You gave it a QC. If the Double or Nothing engine comes back, boom. Beautiful card. Love it. XYZ, I'm just going to put this in C. I'm shocked they actually did something with this because I'm actually a person who loves, like, not, and by the way, this is when I said not ABC, but like the XY Catapult, I actually really like that. I love those kinds of cards. They don't actually get that much shine. I was shocked to see them get any type of love at all. So, honestly, it's a C tier. It's a nice little collector card. If you want to put it in D here, actually, that's completely fine. I like it in C as well. We're gonna put Silent Boots, I guess, in C. Maybe I was a little too harsh on it. I could go into D or C, but the Galaxy card didn't have any high rarity. I'm just gonna throw it up in C. This was just very weird to me. I just don't think there's enough love for this deck, but it was cool that it beat Snake Eye in a live match. Absolutely loved it. Light Stage, I love Trickstar. Don't get me wrong. I actually really like Trickstar, but I don't, and they gave this for the new support, so I guess I can understand why. But like, I don't know. I just feel like it was kind of like good. I put it in the same boat as Gazelle, where it was very good for the few people who liked it, but it's a bottom tier one. Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. I think this is a... I'll put this in B because it's not like you chose better cards to give hero players, you know, like a QCR. And it's hard to give stuff like Stratos, but like I feel like if they gave, hear me out here, QCR E-Call, right? A nice QCR. Older players would love the OG secrets from Raw Yellow Mega because those secrets always look better than any other secret. And with older format, and there's a reason why I'm not talking too much about older format with these cards, like how I'm going to talk about that with Chimera Tech, which I'll just boost it up here. And I'll just put that somewhere. But players from Edison, all that, they're not going to want to play QCSRs. So this is good for Edison doesn't necessarily apply unless the reprint was good to make the card cheaper, if that makes sense. But yeah, Wake Up Elemental Hero, you could add E-Call, you could have had Shadow Mist. I'm still not saying this is bad, but I would have rather have them get something a little more iconic. Because this card hasn't existed in the game for as long as many other hero cards. Chimera Tech looks very cool, and I personally love it. Because I like the QC. I still have the jump, but I know that I'm just going to get one copy and have it sit in a binder. Unless Cyber Dragons make a comeback and you play this in the extra just to slap it on the board. It has like one reason why Cyber Dragons can't become tier 1. So if they were tier 1, everyone just starts playing this in the extra. So, but it's a very cool looking card. The gadgets, I'm sorry, they're filler, they suck, they're ugly, I don't care, I don't like them. I like gadgets a lot. I'm sorry, Robbie. I'm really sorry, Robbie. Like MCO 40 here over here rolling. But like, dude, who asked for this? And by the way, the reason why if someone counted there's 45, the Exodia limbs and the gadgets, I'm putting them all in one. This is red, yellow, and green gadget. F. Gates, F. Wrong card to do it. It just got limited. Absolutely stupid. Crimson, B. Very, very good card to have because this card does pop in and out of the game. In fact, maybe we could put that even in A tier possibly. But it's iconic to 5Ds, which is really, really good here, just like some of these other cards. It's been meta relevant before. Very good QC. I'll just leave it in B tier, though. I'll put it like higher B tier. Scapegoat. I know some people are going to be happy. I just don't care. I mean, there's just so many high rarities of Scapegoat for a long time. Now they finally made it a QCR. But great. It might sit in a binder, but I don't really care. Red Dragon Archfiend, I'll put this in S. I think that this was a really good pick because it matches all the other dragons, and it's just really nice overall, right? Because we finally got all the other Signer dragons. One thing I would have loved, by the way, is instead of maybe shitty-ass Ruby Carbuncle, they gave us Power Tool. And before someone says, oh, but Livestream Dragon is technically, yeah, but nobody cares. Put Power Tool. Power Tool as a QCR here would have been lit. Alas, we get Ruby Carbuncle. The Wing Karibo, to be honest with you here, this is what I mean. They don't even have to reach too far, but I'm not going to say this Wing Karibo is the best. I'll put it in like D tier just because a lot of players, this is like pack filler for a lot of players, but it's really cool for the collectors. However, Seal of Orichalcos is where I'm going to put in B tier because this card's always been very collectible. We have the ones that are very rare that were never sold that people brought to events, I think, over 10 years ago. And you could like play this little module with Seal of Orichalcos. Those are like extremely rare. And those are more Yu-Gi-Oh! Relics, not really cards to play with. But the QCR Seal of Orichalcos is really good. I remember when you also got the Ultra in Legendary Collection Yugi's World, I think. Some Legendary Collection long ago. And that was like the best Legendary Collection ever. Blackwing, I'm putting it an F here. The reason is, and you guys might be thinking, but Sakuraso, you put this guy here. Why are you putting an F? Because we have a Starlight, and or no, we have a Starlight, and the Starlight was cheap, and I do not like when they put Starlights as QCRs. If you actually think this is cool, I fully understand you. Get your copy and be happy. I'm not shitting on anyone who says, yeah, that's a bad practice, but it's cool that I got one. I'm all cool with that, right? I just think it's bad from a Konami aspect, and I disagree with the decision. But please, just like the rest of this list, if you disagree or agree, let me know in the comment section below. Because I love hearing you guys' opinions. And guess what? I'm not stubborn. I can change my mind. And you know what? Even if nobody commented on this video, I'd still probably change my mind a little bit about this. This could change a little bit, but I just don't like it. And by the way, the Starlight Rare was like not even 100. It wasn't even holding up like 70, 80. This was a very bad card to reprint. Anima. It's really funny to me. But I like it. I kind of want to put it in B. But I'll put it in C. Link Spider is funny because it's good. I'm going to put this in C, or I'll just put this in B. It's not, I don't like it. And again, it reprints from OTS, which I didn't like, but the fact that players who just need to link something off now have a shiny QC for absolutely no reason is just like really funny to me. This is like the funniest pack filler ever. It's not, maybe not B. It's so funny because when you look at this in B tier, and you look at everything in C tier, you're just like, why the hell? So I kind of want to put it in B tier because it's funny. Bahamut, I'll put in A. We're getting the Year of Water. Everyone has access to a beautiful Bahamut shark. The card has been in and out of the game for a while. I still want Totally Awesome Man, by the way. It's good. Utopia 0. The CR looked really bad. A lot of people don't know this, but the King's Court CR did not look that good. I had it and I got rid of it. And I even think I said it in a Market Watch 2, I believe. Beautiful card to give a QC at. It's been meta in like goblins and stuff like that. This card's always been worth money, and now it's got a good reprint. It's got a Q. This is a good card to give a QCR. I'm gonna put that in A. Same with Pink. Pink is a generic. This card could have actually been in rarity, but instead they just gave it a QCR here, and I think that's good because Pink is definitely a card where I think if we ever saw Fenrir hit, Pink would definitely come back in the game more because I just think Fenrir is a better option. Igor. This got Power Creep, but it's still a good card nevertheless. I think A tier is fine. Peril Exceed, I'm going to put in B tier as well. It's a very good card that can help you link off into a lot of other cool stuff. It's not bad at all. Toon Kingdom, I don't like how they gave this a QCR when we have an ulti, just like a lot of these others, but it is very cool. I'm also hoping it leads to more Toon support. It does look beautiful here. I'm going to give it a C tier, though, just because it's way too late. Tyrant is very funny to me because this is a good reprint, and it looks awesome as a QCR. There were better cards, but it does some stuff. Terratop is interesting. I'm going to just put this in C again. I guess it's all right. I mean, this card has, it's up. I mean, it's been a card that's been relevant in the game up and down for a while. The Dark Magician Girl, it's nice for this card to finally have a QCR. I just wish that they used the new artwork and they made it special. And this is another thing I want to talk about is there are cards that can make QCRs again. Like for example, Dark Magician Girl, all you have to do is give it a new artwork. That's it. Like if we get a different artwork and people could choose their artwork or have a binder where they want one of every QCR Dark Magician Girl, that is fine. That is how you can reprint multiple QCRs. And not, say, giving, what is it, Blackwing Dragon here, Starlight, and then a QCR. Making people lose money for no reason. Torrential, we have Compulse. Now we have Torrential. I'm assuming we have Bottomless and Bonanza or something else. Is it cool? Yeah, it's very cool. Are older players going to play this? Probably not, but it looks cool. C tier. I actually think the CRs look better. I really like the CRs. The Blue Eyes, I like this just because... I'll put this in A tier because I'm just sick and tired of seeing Blue Eyes. But... thank you for not using the tablet art. I'm so happy about that. Thank you, 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 thank you. I literally hate to say it, guys, and this is what I meant by hypocrite earlier on the video. I'm sick and tired of them using Blue Eyes, but at the same time, it's been quite a long time since I wanted a Blue Eyes card. And these tins, I saw it, I said, finally, this is what I want. I'm happy with this. I want a playset, and here we are. Light and Darkness Dragon here. Man, this is such a long video. If you guys haven't liked the video, please do. Let me know if you guys want more tier lists. It's a good reprint, but older players aren't going to want reprints, but it also looks cool. So I'm going to just put it in C. And then the limbs, I'm going to put in F, because guess it's like the gadgets and like some of this other stuff where it feels like pack filler, as well as I talked about this card already, but imagine paying a lot of money for the limbs only for you for them to reprint them as QCSRs. I don't really like that. I don't like that practice. I mean, you have to remember, having someone who wants to collect Exodia, right? And I don't want to hear no, oh well, the people who drive the market up and surplus. I don't. First of all, I don't care too much about that, nor have I ever. I mean, it's a market, regardless if I agree, dislike, like, or dislike, it's a market, right? Things are going to go up and down and people are going to have their own interests. But I'll tell you this, the people who usually complain weren't complaining about these being worth money, because guess what? No person who's playing and mostly cares about playing the game cares about Exodia pieces. This was for collectors and collectors only. Making this a QCR screwed everybody else over because of pack filler, not liking it, and even they don't understand why they put 4 Starlight limbs. And the people who actually paid the money, they suffered. So that's what I'm going to say for the limbs here. But this is my overall list. As you guys see, it's interesting overall, but at least I kind of have a fair grasp of what's QCR and what's not. And I hope you do too. With that being said, guys, leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe. Let me know what you think about the list in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.